martial law throughout their city.
Já mu říkal, ať neutíká.
Don't know why he didn't listen.
Ležáče nikdy neposlouchají.
Let's see what we have. Fuck!
On není aug.
Then why did he run?
What's the holdup?
Není augmentovaný.
So we killed a citizen.
The city's on lockdown. A true citizen would respect that. Get him in the truck.
Fuck, I'm glad you're okay, man. But you can't go off the grid like that again. Not with me.
It was an emergency. Maybe this will make up for it.
Is this the orchid?
What's left of it? Marchenko admitted killing Rucker with it right before he dosed me, so be careful.
Puta madre.
Think you can get it analyzed?
Yeah, we got a couple of scientists on the collective's mailing list.
Good. Something big is coming, Alex. ARC's being framed for a terrorist attack that hasn't occurred yet.
They're gonna take more lives, blow up another train station? Jesus, Adam, look at it out there. Any chance we had of easing fears and fighting people's hatred will be gone. That piece of shit UN legislation will pass, and we'll all be thrown into AUG-only hellholes like Udalek.
While Nathaniel Brown sits back and earns trillions.
Brown? That slick suit from the Santo Corporation?
Page said Brown was calling the shots, and in Switzerland, Marchenko said Brown had confirmed date and time.
But where? Brown's been traveling extensively, promoting Rabia and his Safe Harbor initiative. His next junket's in London. But if he's behind this, he's not gonna attack himself.
Maybe not. Marchenko also mentioned someone who can tell us. But I have to meet with Miller first. How soon can you get the sample analyzed?
As fast as possible. If you're meeting with Miller, be careful. You walked into another ambush in Garm, and Miller's not off my suspect list yet.
We'll see.
No reports of suspicious activity.
Telling me you had no idea about this
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiate. Access granted.
really believe a riot can spread all the way into the city?
Kvůli obavám z šířících se nepokojů byli zástupci města nuceni v celém městě vyhlásit zákaz vycházení. Dbejte pokynů příslušníků státní policie.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Anomaly detected. Access granted.
Občané pozor, toto je nouzové varování. Pro vaši vlastní bezpečnost byl vyhlášen zákaz vycházení. Zakázáno zdržovat se na ulicích. Opakuji, zákaz vycházení na ulici. Jedná se o dočasné pořádkové opatření. Dodržujte prosím zákaz vycházení.
We got the leader behind the whole thing. She's in custody. Father won't keep his mouth shut.
What about the rest of the AUG rebels?
They've been rounded
Damn
up.
crooked cops.
Can't really keep
I
them
knew
in
this was
custody
a
long.
would cause trouble.
Let me go, I need to get out of here.
That's where they belong. Damn
Вы
crazy
можете мне держать на
flanks and
пузах?
that Ascension bullshit.
Yeah. Where's their machine gun now? What are you trying to say?
You get off on this kind of thing? Say this.
Anomaly detected. Access granted.
What can I get for you?
What can I get you? Beer? Something else?
What else have you got?
Oh, just an item of interest.
For someone who lives off of their sales, you're unusually reserved.
Well, sometimes it's hard to know who to trust, especially these days. For example, I don't suppose you have any neuropozyne you would be willing to spare, do you?
Sure, here you go.
Thank you. I can't tell you how much this means.
These are tough times. We all have to do what we can.
You understand? That's... You have no idea how many people just look the other way. But we can't afford to. Not AUGs, and not anyone else. What happens to one happens to all of us.
The neuropozyne isn't even for you, is it?
No, it's not. I'm what you might call well, I think of myself as a Samaritan smuggler. I get things for people in need.
I'm glad I could help.
Listen, I can't let you leave without thanking you properly. I store a few supplies in the basement. The code to the door is 1015. Help yourself to what's down there.
Thanks.
Don't mention it. Like you said, we all need to help each other. Now, is there anything else I can do for you?
Let's see those odds and ends you have for sale. I'm good for now.
As you wish.
We'll just wait it out in here.
Daz is the man. He'll set you up.
It will mandate the worldwide removal or downgrading of augmentations, making mechanically augmented people safe again. This is Eliza Cassan, reporting to you live from Picus. Picus News, the global leader in fair, unbiased, and impartial reporting. And now for a close look at the events making headlines around the world. Here are our top stories. Santo CEO David Brown took time away from his convention circuit to see about
Access granted.
Here's what the billionaire business mogul had to say.
Events inside the
Fine, I promise you.
will strengthen our resolve. Believe in the absolute necessity of creating safe, secure environments for augmented citizens. No one needs to imagine what might have happened if state bodies had not open source to internet riots from spilling into crime.
Indeed. None of us are likely to forget the last time augmented people allowed their emotions to get the best of them.
Don't even think about it.
So are you a supporter then of United Nations Resolution 3507? Do you believe the controversial human restoration act should pass?
Rise. Members of the UN Security Council can see Senator. If they were willing to put themselves. Well, I wonder if they need to debate the act at all.
To hear more of my exclusive interview with Brown, log on to picusweb.com. This is Eliza Cassan, reporting to you live from Picus.
Oncology, quality, excellence. Santo, restoring the past and building the future.
Found and captured the bomb maker, whose deadly explosive devices claimed the lives of their
Why Turi?
Zůstávejte ve svých domovech. Státní policie zatkne každého, koho vidí na ulicích. Byli jste varováni.
I will try to find you a little something. I promise.
Oh God, I hope they don't catch us.
I'll make sure you get the first boat when you go on.
this back to the lab.
I was talking about some serious shit, so let's keep going.
Access granted. Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Anomaly detected. Trace program access granted.
You always did want to travel.
It is
How
you
dark and
again.
augmented. Over here.
Milena, you didn't take my advice about giving up on forgery.
I know. But trouble is, I've got a talent for it. And it's a real growth market. As soon as you got me out of that thing with Dragomir, I had like 20 emails from Samizdat. Do you have any idea how difficult it is for art school graduates to find a specialist subject these days?
The permits aren't enough for police anymore, forged or real.
In Prague, maybe. But it turns out I'm multilingual when it comes to falsifying border passes. Lucky, right?
Never works, I'd say lucky.
Thanks for the vote of confidence, Super Commando Man. Oh, don't mention it, Milena. If there was an easier option, you think we wouldn't take it? I was less stressed out when I was working at gunpoint.
We may not agree on your methods, but I'll let you get back to your work.
Coming from you, that is like the gold star seal of approval.
Hope they are all right.
Welcome to the Underground. I owe you an apology for hacking your info link.
Don't sweat it. I'm assuming you had a good reason.
Samizdat's usual channels are all bugged. I couldn't risk an audio communication being traced back here.
You're little K, right? You don't sound local.
I wrote some things that made me have to delocalize a long time ago. Been living story to story on a Schengen visa and a language implant ever since. Never expect a short story from a long-form journalist. You want to know why I brought you here? The police raided Samizdat last night. Cleared us out. We were broadcasting until they pulled the plug. Radios, flyers, mail bursts, the makeshift media van. Getting the message out to our subscribers if they needed a refuge. As you can see, it went a little wider than we anticipated.
So are you running a resistance cell here or a campaign room?
Why not both? Now Samizdat has a captive voter base. We could run for the Senate.
It's organized resistance, then.
Peaceful resistance. We're working together to get people under the cordon and out of Prague. It's a happy accident of a police state. Well, I say happy when everyone's repressed, they can see past their prejudices.
Or they shift the blame. It's gonna take a long time for those prejudices to heal.
As long as certain people can profit from keeping the wounds fresh. But you knew that already.
This isn't what I call laying low. Aren't you afraid the police will find you again, finish what they started?
They already got Kate. Bones, the backup servers, even the shitty coffee machine. Enough for them to call it a win, and get back to indiscriminate brutality on the streets.
Where were you when this happened?
Right here. Running our little home away from home. Our sources tipped us off about the martial law. Either we could write about it and throw our hands up. Boy, I sure hope this massive rights violation doesn't end up being too awful this time. Or we could enact a readiness plan and really do something.
Yeah, when we first met, I called you pamphleteers. I guess I should apologize.
Oh no, we were pamphleteers. Now we're pamphleteers, jury rigging an underground railroad.
What happened to Kay?
Kay is me now, according to the Samizdat Manifesto. It's all very third-wave socialist with a dash of martyr complex.
Good to know. But I mean, what physically happened to him?
Right. His name is Yarek. Yarek Drobny. He's being held by the police along with Bones. No contact, no bail, no rights, plausible deniability.
You must have known the risks.
Well, he was open to the existence of risks. When you showed up, it should have been a wake-up call, but you were reasonable. The state isn't reasonable.
I'm pretty sure you didn't call me to put up posters. What's the deal?
We've made a plan. We're getting people out of the city, starting first thing tomorrow. I want Yarek and Bones to go with them, but first, we need to bust them out of jail. Tonight.
And you think I'm the kind of guy who breaks into police stations?
Are you telling me you're not?
Fine, I'll get them out. They're being held in the temporary police station downtown?
Yes. By the Monument Metro. Once you're clear, take them across the plaza to the Uneda Cleaners. We've cached everything they need for a long road trip along the old NATO decommissioning zone.
That's your escape route? Puts getting them past the state police into perspective.
It works on paper. And gives them these new identity documents, a lot of new identities. We found a very good forger. We're keeping her from a bright future in a Picus newsroom.
It is you, again.
Too many people. We'll have to borrow more trucks. Can we get back into this?
Edward Braun. Thought we activated your permit.
You did. Whatever you did was enough to fool them.
Doesn't seem to have done you much good.
It kept me out of Golem. I wouldn't have made it this far if it wasn't for you. But now, martial law changes everything. It's Warsaw 1982 out there.
Warsaw didn't have drones.
I remember them going into people's homes, accusing them of things they did not do, being part of organizations I have never heard of. It was clear to me that it was all happening again.
So you slipped away, went underground. How'd you know to come here?
I heard a message on the radio. They were saying that martial law was being used as an excuse to round up anyone. And then I look outside and I see this with my own eyes. The police acting indiscriminately, just like 82. So I decide to do exactly what I did then. I hide in the sewers. And I start to find others. People who are scared and looking for safety, just like me.
I'm sorry it came to this, Edward. I know how much it meant to you to stay in Prague.
It's not about me anymore. I am one of the lucky ones. All these people down here, we must stay together. We must help each other to get through this. They are my family now.
Good luck, Edward.
Hold up, Manted. Over here.
Declaration of Augmentation. Tigard Registry. History of Permit Application. This one.
Tall, dark, and augmented.
It
Over
is you
here.
again.
Takový černý.
Občané pozor, toto je nouzové malování.
Can't believe this is happening.
You don't think that what we're doing here is right, is that it?
On a personal level, yes, this bothers me very much. Jesus, I'm not even talking about what our social responsibility is here. We swore an oath to protect these people, not to lock them up in cages.
Státní policie zatkne každého, koho chytí na ulici. Byli jste varováni. Nepokojům v komplexu Útulek byly pražské ulice uzavřeny. Nevycházejte ven.
You can play bad cop, worse cop, huh? What do you think this is, the 1980s? Like those old documentaries? The journalists aren't the revolution, man. We're just augmenting the message. And the message, it's still out there. It's on the streets. It's over the airwaves. It's spreading online. Maybe it's even gotten through those faceless skull buckets of yours, huh? Maybe you're thinking you're fighting for
Our
your own
old
team.
military-industrial
Well,
friend.
that's a good start, man. First, you have to see that your strings are being pulled by
You here to free us or in
big orders. Then you can stop dancing for her. And you know what would be another good? Letting us post bail, you fascist asshole! The press wants to be free!
Access granted.
Cops! You still up there?
Primus,
The
is that
press
you?
wants to be free! You! I knew it, man! I knew you were one of them all along!
Do I look like I'm one of them?
I can feel my hands right now, but if I could run a search for shadowy extra-government agent on the net, pretty sure it's all you.
Fair point. What happened? You pulled a Freedom of Information speech on the state police?
Ha fucking ha. They didn't wait for a speech, man. Lesson learned. Smash the state before the state smashes your nose.
Little K asked me to get you out.
She's the K now, man. I'm a liability to Samizdat.
She cares about you, Yarrick. She didn't want to leave you or Bones behind.
Always was a cool cat, man. One of the good ones. She wrote The Wheels Come Off 16 years ago, and the conspiracies just keep checking out. Everything except the gray aliens, but who's to say that's not a metaphor?
If she wrote the book...
I don't believe in authorial intent.
You told me you were a liability to Samizdat. How do you figure that?
Because the cops burn me, man. Exposure is death. They didn't have to ask a single question. Just took my DNA off their knuckles. My high school dropout date, my sister's parking tickets, my darknet proxies. Oral cemetery.
Oral cemetery?
They didn't get a lot of mainstream airplay. Anyway, Little K shouldn't have sent you. Samizdat has to be bigger than any man or woman.
Samizdat is bigger than you now, Yarrick. The Resistance reached further than you planned for. You want to fall on your sword? There's a better place to do it than in a holding cell.
Whoa, whoa! You know I use the term liability real broadly.
I might have known you wouldn't keep your heads down during the riots.
This is what a radical news source lives for, man! Lives and dies for! But the helmets on the streets, the extreme peacekeeping, that's not about the Golem riots. How are the Augs gonna get over here? Carpool? No. Someone, somewhere, wanted the cops to clean house in Prague. And this is just the beginning. What if they could call martial law anywhere, anytime? Cops without borders.
That's your prediction, huh?
You can take it to the bank, man. The Palisade Property Bank.
I warned you about picking a fight with Picus. They've got a lot invested in protecting the message.
Would I be talking to you now if Picus had got to us? I mean, does Eliza Kassan have a sense of humor? All those bombs going off lately. What's one more in the sewers? BTW? Those are all rhetorical questions.
You don't say.
But they're trying, man. Bones heard the cops talking about extraordinary rendition. What a wonderful connected world we live in, when they can pin an acronym on you, ARC, NSF, who gives a rat's ass, and ship you off to a black site on the UN's credits.
Just how many states are you an enemy of?
All the corporate ones.
There's a way out of Prague for you both. The Samizdat resistance has organized everything. We just need to keep our heads down and get to the cleaners nearby.
The cleaners? Irony. Wait, you mean going through the cops?
There's a police locker in the corner that should be stocked with uniforms. Find something that fits and try to look convincing. We need the cops to think you're one of them. Good. It's time to go.
Need more subtext.
Need a scoop.
This patrol is bullshit.
The byline? Write some.
Long live Samizdat.
Helena says it's all gone wrong.
I can't breathe! Okay, now I'm
Time
breathing.
for Samizdat to go international.
We made it, Primus. I can't believe it.
Yes! Exit plans, man, exit plans. Always be making them. We worked this contingency plan out when we started Samizdat. Didn't think it would actually come to this, though.
No one thought it would be like this. You're gonna need these documents where you're going, wherever that is.
I hear Paris is the best place to have a revolutionary agenda these days. If you want to come along, you can be the muscle. Well, whatever your arms are made of, the stuff they use on space shuttles.
No can do. I've got a previous engagement I really can't miss.
Right, with the cardboard box company.
Watch yourself out there, Kay.
Kay? Kay is Kazdi, man. Kay is everyone. You're part of it now.
need to talk. In private.
Nothing's more private than my infolink.
I'm not so sure. I've sent a secure vid call number to your smart home system. Get to your apartment and call me.
Delara, what are you doing here?
Is that going to become our standard conversation starter?
I'm serious, Delara. It's dangerous outside. Non-essential staff should be home. How did you even get...
Ouch. Non-essential.
I just meant...
Work with me, Adam. I was trying for a little levity. Truth is, watching Picus News, hearing that the mobs were getting closer to the city, I was reminded of... Let's just say I thought being 3 stories below ground was better than staying in my apartment. So, I called in a favor and got state police to escort me in. Listen, I can tell something big is happening, so I don't want to keep you.
You doing okay, Delara?
Look, Adam, I didn't tell you why I left Lim International. That I was in session with a patient when the incident hit, and that I was...
You were attacked.
Her name was Madeline. She was 13. A really sweet kid. One minute we were talking, laughing actually, about something silly I'd said, and the next she was...
It was a terrible day. For everyone.
After I fought her off, she just stared at me like she was totally aware, you know, but not in control. God, Adam, I could see in her eyes that some part of her was still in there, locked away. And she was terrified.
Delara, I'm sure the girl...
Madeline. Her name was Madeline. You know the part that I'll never forget, though? The thing that keeps just replaying in my mind over and over? Right before she jumped out of my office window, I could swear she was crying.
Believe me, Delara, I know how you feel. You know what I think? I think we're stronger than that day. I think the scars we carry are like armor now.
Like armor? I like that. Guess I just got a little spooked, you know?
I understand. But regardless of the reason, you took a risk coming back here. These are dangerous times for everyone.
You don't need to worry about me, Adam. I'll be fine. I'll just hunker down in my office until the storm passes. Besides, I hear I have a very comfortable couch.
Just take care of yourself.
I always do.
Tell me about it. It's like herding cats.
Hey, how'd you get here? I thought the city was locked down.
It's like a war zone out there.
The police scanners are going crazy. You didn't engage them again, did you?
Interpol is trying to stop a massive terror attack from happening. We have leads to follow up on, and we're running out of time.
I know that.
So when corrupt, violent maniacs attack me on a city street with lethal force, believe me when I say I'll return the favor. It's horrible out there.
I was just cleared for active duty. I don't want anything to mess that up. I'll wait out the storm in here.
Whose unit are you assigned to for your next mission?
McCready's.
Really? I thought...
He actually recommended me. Told me I shoot better than anyone on his team.
That's great. Talk to you later, Arya.
Bye, Adam. See you out there.
What aren't we seeing here?
Anyone I need to drink?
Not safe out there. You know, I was starting to think you got rounded up. My God, martial law, I heard it's pretty bad out there.
Bad enough. Don't go out if you don't have to.
Yeah, well, it's getting bad in here too. I've been going a little nuts. I mean, to tell you the truth, I'm not even sure who I can trust anymore.
What are you talking about, Chang?
You know I've been looking into Janus, right? Well, turns out Janus knows things about this place. About us. Things they could only know if... Information that could only come from inside.
You think Janus has a mole inside the task force? What makes you say that? What exactly have you found?
I can't tell you that, Jensen. I'm in charge of cybersecurity here. You really didn't think I wouldn't notice what's been going on? You've been poking into people's computers. You've been doing other things.
You're obviously a smart guy, Chang. Question is, whose side are you on?
Well, I don't take sides. Chang looks out for Chang.
I'm not sure that's good enough.
It's good enough for me. And it's a whole lot better than picking the wrong side, Jensen. Look, I'm not accusing you of anything yet. All I'm saying is, I'm a paranoid guy, okay? Right now, more than ever. If someone I work with is... I just need to know these walls are safe.
Nowhere is safe. My job, my reason for being here, for doing whatever it is you think I'm doing, is to change that.
Are you saying I should keep this to myself for now?
I'm saying you should do what you think is right. Use the resources you have here to go after the people who deserve it. People who manipulate others, who do everything they can to hurt others. You really think that's me?
No, I don't, Jensen. Just be careful, all right? Make sure you know what you're doing.
I'm always careful, Chang.
Fine work, actually.
Tell me about it. Like herding cats.
The global leader in fair, unbiased...
Peterson pulled his ID off the train station
You
video.
dig deep enough with these guys, you start to find the skeletons.
You know what I heard? He got captured, escaped, and sneaked his way out of a heavily guarded facility. That's his idea of recon.
That's
Took
just...
time away from...
He's a hands-on kind of guy. He's also got a bit of a problem with authority.
So what? The hostiles were there, but he got out with the intel he needed. Mission accomplished.
Attention. Although the subway system is continuing to operate during this curfew,
terrorists here.
it is not advisable to use it.
I understand that, but I have 8... You made it. Hell of a time for a lockdown.
More like convenient, given everything that's happened in this investigation so far.
What does that mean?
They knew I was coming. Marchenko and the gold mask from Dubai. Somebody tipped them off.
Are you accusing me?
I'm not accusing anyone, yet. But 2 ambushes in less than a month? I want to know what's really going on.
So do I. McCready dug into GARM. Started out as a geological research center, funded by the European Union, until 2025, when it was purchased by a nameless shell company.
You put Chang on it?
That kid scares me. Tracked it back to Bell Tower Associates in under an hour.
I take it no one purchased it when Bell Tower went bankrupt last year.
Wasn't even listed on the asset sheet. So like I said, you stumbled into something big. Care to focus on figuring out what it is? Chicane debriefed me while you were flying back. Leon sent in a strike team. Got there about an hour after you two slipped out.
And the mercs were gone.
Did a pretty good job of trashing the place before bugging out, and left a few booby traps behind. So we have no idea where they went, or what they're planning next.
Not necessarily. I heard Marchenko talking to his men. He said something about finalizing a deal with the Diwali.
We need to move on this now. I'll get a search warrant for that old Diwali-owned theater on Zardibi Adlam Street.
You really think we have time for a search warrant?
No, but with the city under lockdown, I can't guarantee you'll make it over to the Red Light District alive.
I got here, didn't I? Nobody's killed me yet.
All right, fine. I won't stop you. Just be careful out there, Jensen. Let me know what you find.
Copy that.
You do understand we are trying to stop terrorists here. I understand that. But I have agents scattered around this city.
The hatred, the violence.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Roast and hell, Rucker. You started all of this.
Armed with assault rifles. have
I
begun
guess there's a
patrolling
chance he
streets
died in the
of
blast.
Montana.
What aren't we seeing here?
Damn fine work.
Protesters
Too many
demanding
things to do all
freedom
at
and
once.
basic human rights for all, regardless of augmented status, have been imprisoned
Holy
by the
shit.
Chinese government.
I don't know why. I always fear the worst.
Peter's ID off the train station video.
Food orders are still being accepted.
I guess
Maybe
there's
it's
a
the word
chance he
human
died in the
restoration
blast.
they don't like. Everyone has the right to protest, even the augmented. Besides, the real problem
Damn
is
fine
armed,
work,
and they're
actually.
not the ones getting tear gassed in Gollum.
MIA.